What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko ni kosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning to you, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. You are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is the news headline review. Right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports and entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. Sitting right here in the studios with me is Miss Debbie Adoso and Miss Regina Bless, who will be diving into the main discussion for today. Good morning, Miss Debbie. Good morning, Miss Regina.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
Fine by grace.
We thank God. I said the energy is low. Do you breakfast, yeah?
I've already taken mine.
You've already taken yours. Miss Regina, have you taken your breakfast already? What would you like to take for breakfast?
Nothing.
Nothing. Right. Okay, so let's dive into the news items for this morning. Veteran of Justice Bafo Boni, a travesty of constitutional order, NPP. The New Patriotic Party has strongly objected to the vetting of Justice Paul Bafo Boni for the position of Chief Justice, describing the process as a threat to Ghana's constitutional order and judiciary independence. In a statement signed by its General Secretary, Justin Kodria Frimpong, the party said it considers the nomination by the Mahama administration a grave breach of constitutional order, especially as the removal of former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu is still being contested in several courts. The statements read, "The NPP will witness this travesty, strongly condemn it, and publicly denounce its outcome. The Constitution is a sacred covenant of the Ghanaian people, and we shall never relent in our duty to defend it," the statement said. According to the NPP, there are 7 pending legal suits before the Supreme Court, the High Court, and the ECOWAS Court of Justice, challenging both the legality and procedure of Justice Tokonu's removal. The statement emphasized that in any constitutional democracy, when a foundational action of the state is under judicial review, the executive and legislature must exercise restraint until the courts have made a determination. It is a cardinal principle of constitutional governance that where the legitimacy of a foundational state action is directly challenged before a competent court, the political branches must exercise restraint, he stated. The party further accused the government of showing disregard for due process, warning that proceeding with a new appointment amounts to a preemptive assault on judicial function. The NPP also questioned the suitability of Justice Bafo Boni, citing a possible conflict of interest since he had previously presided over a case, that is Asafwa versus Attorney General, which dealt directly with issues surrounding the Chief Justice office. While acknowledging Justice Bafo Boni's long service on the bench, the NPP said his acceptance of the nomination was a gross and detrimental failure of judicial leadership. The party also cautioned the government against using political power to undermine constitutional principle, stressing that political majorities are transcendent, but constitutional principles are internal. The statement concluded by reaffirming the NPP's commitment to defending Ghana's constitutional democracy, urging citizens to stand firm in defense of the rule of law. So that is coming from the NPP. Do you think that it is what it is as it stands now, that the president is breaching the constitution by making Bafo Boni the next CJ? Please, Ms. Debbie.
Well, I don't see the constitution being breached here because this issue has been a long-standing issue for God knows how long it has been now. And I would say maybe since we started this year, right, there has been this back and forth with the CJ issue. And then they've cited some things she did that was very bad. And so the government has to come in and they appoint a new CJ. We cannot be in a country where we don't have a CJ. If one CJ has a problem, then we are supposed to appoint a new CJ. And we all saw that the government did that by passing through or using the right procedures according to the constitution. So I see no reason why the minority will take this issue so seriously to the extent that you boycott such a very crucial moment like this, and then you just have to boycott it like that. Before this particular vetting, the minority leader was interviewed on Joy News, and then he said they are not going to boycott the vetting that went on yesterday.
Yeah,
they are not going to boycott it. They are going to sit in, no matter how tense it becomes. So I don't know how come they boycotted that. That is very bad. In as much as you don't have enough number in parliament, you are supposed to be there because your take also matters on this. So now that you feel like, well, the majority is overstepping its boundary, because that is what he said yesterday, that the majority leader Mahama Yariga is overstepping his boundaries and he's not allowing him to flow as how he wants it to be, then they are going to boycott it. And I feel like it's bad. It's not healthy for our democracy. It's not healthy for us at all. Because government has appointed someone. You can also put your if your presence and what you'll be putting out there is not necessary, I'm not sure you will be there. Because this has to do with two people. I've never seen a vetting where it is one-sided. It has always been this two-sided, whether minority or majority. And during the previous years, we've seen instances where governments appoint people. When this current majority was in minority, they were there. Sometimes they disagree with the then majority, but still not, they were there. We've never seen them boycotting. I feel like the boycotting is so even if you boycott the vetting that went on yesterday, you exclude yourself from it. If this person will be approved, you will be approved. Even if you will not be approved, you won't be approved. So I feel like with the minority doing that, as I said, it's not healthy for our democracy. But I will also say that the government, for me, is not breaching the constitution, because I've seen instances where people are saying that the government, when he does that, he's breaching Article 146 of the Constitution, which means that he's not going through due processes. By reading that, I feel like, in a way, it doesn't really make sense to me, though. To me, that is to me. So, that is basically all I can say on this particular issue.
Miss Regina, do you think that the vetting process should still go on, in as much as the former Chief Justice still have cases in court?
Okay, so I would say that the Chief Justice position still needs someone competent and eligible, and we wouldn't say so. So are they trying to say that if you can't simple. Since some cases are in court in regards to the removal of former Chief Justice Tokonu, so the role of Chief Justice shouldn't be resumed, or the duties a Chief Justice is supposed to do shouldn't be resumed. For that, I would say it's not really understandable. And looking at, not to bring any past issues, but when some of these 8 personnel died, it wasn't even up to 24 hours, and some people were nominated, or some people were given that position to assume the duties of Nipano Ui, and I'm saying Defense Minister Kwamuma is it to forcing
acting
exactly, yes. So with what they are saying, the back and forth on this CJ issue is becoming too much, honestly. Sometimes enya bibia na law, sometimes no nyamani bi wo ha is just using our gumption, and they don't want mechanism. Are they trying to say that they don't want development or progress to go on in every department? So Chief Justice in Niwa, what are we? A Chief Justice is needed. And if Bafo Boni Naya elected, say he's supposed to be the Chief Justice, why not? He's supposed to go through all the due process, and at the end of the day, if he's fit for the job, he's fit for the job. And for former Chief Justice Nidia, what mean kasa wasem work courts, and we shouldn't go on with the next one. And to Afenyo Makin, no, ni aim ni nane say he's going there to distort things. That was his aim. And no who say majority leader can go with him boot for boot, no. Pressure now no hiding. He had to leave. And also to them boycotting such important event, I think it's high time. I don't know the duty of the speaker. Speaker of Parliament. But I know say yes. Can't want to mean punish you. Because he's like a teacher or headmaster in an institution, yes. So he has the duty, or he has the power to discipline these people. The people there, they are not kids, they are adults. And excuse me to say, adults behaving like kids. Honorable and wash suits, what's our tie? Now we behave with our color. So
yesterday they staged a workout.
For what?
During the vetting.
And when they first started, he wanted to divert. Now majority leaders put in your place, I will go for. Yebeye o se dabida. Me see.
Right.
But how can you even call somebody who has been nominated as, I think, a disputee or something? Yesterday, the word he used, you don't say that. You don't say that is bad. And I like the fact that even before this vetting went on, I think the minority made a statement in Parliament, and the Speaker of Parliament told him that no, you don't make such statement. I can't really remember, but he said something, and the Speaker said no, you don't do such things. So I feel like the Speaker is doing his best, but they are rather making things difficult for the Speaker of Parliament. Because sometimes you could see that the Speaker is telling them, the Speaker is someone that doesn't talk higa. He's calm. But the calmness, and sometimes when you listen, you could see that this man is talking sense. So I feel like it is the parliamentarians themselves that are making things so hard for the Speaker of Parliament.
Right. But so far so good. How was the vetting yesterday in your thoughts? What would he say it was?
For me, it was good. It was good. What happened yesterday wasn't a big surprise. We already had it in mind that something of this sort will happen, because we've seen it countless without number of the minority, walking out and all that. Way after this, there'll be a press conference.
Exactly. And they will later come and say they didn't know anything about this vetting.
Yes. So, you see, in as much as we are hitting on the government that this and that, we should not forget that the government is also someone that listens to the people. The former CJ was not just removed from office. It was a petition that was brought. And so the government is acting according to what was in the petition. So you cannot say because that case is in court, you should appoint a CJ. And one thing I want the parliamentarians to also have it in mind that we are being watched by the whole world. Ghana's parliament is one of the parliaments where we have people coming in to sit and watch how we do our things. And then you are doing this. It's bad.
It's bad. All right, moving on. Mahama not taking Ghana's security seriously. Boache Danko. Former government spokesperson on security and governance, Dr. Boache Danko, has accused President John Dramani Mahama of failing to take Ghana's security situation seriously, describing the current state of affairs as alarming and deeply troubling. Speaking to journalists, Dr. Boache Dankwa said the rising cases of violent attacks, killings, and insecurity across the country are clear signs that the government has lost control over internal security. I do not think the president of Ghana understands what is going on in this country. I am troubled about the breakdown of rural and urban security. I wish him the best, but I do not think he is taking our security seriously. He expressed concern that public fear and mistrust in the security system continue to grow, warning that speeches alone cannot restore public confidence or save lives. He lamented, when the president gives speeches, it doesn't bring back the lives of those who have died. We have consistently urged him to declare a state of emergency. Please, Mr. President, you are the commander-in-chief. You have every right to ensure Ghanaians remain safe. We are not safe in the country. His comments follows a series of violent confrontation between anti-illegal mining task forces and armed groups in parts of Ahafo and Ashanti region. At Shudemu in Ahafo, members of the National Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat were attacked during an operation, while near Obuase, an EPA vehicle carrying journalists reportedly crashed while fleeing from armed miners at Danwin. The team, which included military and national security officers, had been inspecting illegal mining sites. In response, President Mahama has condemned the violent attacks, warning that firm action will be taken against individuals or communities that threaten security officers and government officials engaged in the fight against illegal mining. Ms. Uchina, do you see it as such that our president is not taking, security issues seriously right here in this country? Because I believe you and I can attest that there have been violent attacks with ethnic groups, armed robbery, and NASC obi wadase, and NASC say kidnapping in Yama. So as it stands now, let me say that we don't have a defense minister. Yes, we have an active defense minister who is also the finance minister, and I'm not sure he's overwhelmed. Let me put it as such. All right. So do you see it as such that security issues right here in this country is not being taken seriously?
Okay. So when it comes to our security issues, I think President Mahama vowed that he would make sure that everyone is safe, and I think he shined his best, but I would say his best is not good enough, and we also need visible action. We just don't need talks as it stands now. And looking at the clashes here and there, today you'll be saying tomorrow this, tomorrow that, and I would say when it comes to kidnapping right in Ghana, akoya rampant. You say akoya, I say TIN. Yes, because you go on TikTok, for TikTok they all how you see the stories. Guys, let me narrate today how I was almost kidnapped. And when it comes to our transportation system, we really trust our drivers. In Kanka Chocho, we really trust them. The last time I saw a video where Chocho Biako Pakiwo filling station, and it was an armed robbery car, but the people in were being attacked, but they can't make any signs, they can't make any visible
For people to know.
Because now so it will. So the moment they got there, and they took the things of the people, then also filling station for me, they took their money. And I was like, now filling station part, because I know security is very tight at filling stations. That aside, now looking at our ethnic communities, how they are having issues here and there, we really need to take that thing very serious, especially Boko and those other towns that almost say as I'll use Nigeria as an example. Some people are leaving Nigeria to Ghana because of what is going on there currently. And yesterday I chanced on it. I don't know if you heard that President Donald Trump warned Nigerians that if they don't act fast, he will be bringing their troops in Nigeria to retaliate. Yesterday I chanced on a video where some old men and young men were undergoing voodoo, juju. Omoto black powder go. Then they use cutlass to hit. Did you see it?
Yeah,
they use cutlass to hit their body. They said they are preparing and prepping themselves for Donald Trump to come. So oto omo etwa enka omo. Ebi a bomb they better omo, but eto the enka omo. See, we shouldn't wait for the safety of people or citizens in a country to be threatened before we take action. I always say Nyame mfa sambao intokwesi waha. The Ghana Armed Forces, are they capable? Are they equipped enough to protect us? Are they? Enye bibia na ye pump action, AK-47, say horse action or whatever. Enye bibia na ye too. We need good materials and equipment to protect ourselves from any future threats. So President John Dramani Mahama should take our safety very serious. In fact, Oyigalam say everywhere, it should be another topmost priority. Because without citizens, a country will not be a country. Yana yama country near country. Excuse me to say yana yebe di nsem na ye who say Ghana is a country. Yana yebe ya de papa ne who say Ghana is a country. But if our lives are being threatened, me say, at this time now over we measure like you be scared because you see some people, I don't know, but you know that when you're in a house, while we fear, and you come out and you see one particular person lurking around that community, he is someone especially who is unfamiliar. You can call the police and tell them that you've seen someone here. That person is a threat. But Ghana, I make us so tiny panny then baby. They'll tell you it's a public space.
Yeah.
But we call outside Ghana. That you can't call, they'll arrest the person, interrogate the person. See, they should put things in place, measures to make sure that we are safe from any terrorist and future threats. They shouldn't wait for some people to come into the country to cause mayhem, cause issues. And our main people are the ones also doing this. Ghana Police Service has put in a bounty on one man be like that. Debbie, I don't know if you've heard of that story. Yesterday it was really circulating. Some young man, we almost saw Boku area. The man, according to Ghana Police Service, he has killed almost like 100 people. The moment you come in contact with that man, forget, you will not live again. They said they'll kill you. And one person, a close source, came out to say, he said, that man, the moment he's arrested, nakpa, he vanishes from prison. So as it stands now, those in crossing police stations, they are scared for their life. Because almost so much in a countless time, and at the end of the day, it's yields no result because you're now second attack now I vanishing. That was just they should make sure that we are safe for Tom. To see how I'm now the second show who police being who actual. Rebecca said, why are you armed?
Yeah, why
You're supposed to have papers and everything.
The last time a friend of my name, Madam, we were walking, he has a mechanics and pepper spray. when police met us, they took the pepper spray away from him. I was like, look at this. You not protect us. So we are protecting
protect
ourselves.
ourselves.
We are taking it.
All right, Mr. B.
Yes, so in as much as we are all saying that government is delaying, that is true, but then I also feel like the government is taking its time, because we cannot just appoint anybody to be a defense minister. Being a defense minister comes with a lot of work to do. You cannot just appoint anybody. That person must be equipped. I mean, know the skills and everything. You see, if you take other countries for instance, if you are appointing a defense minister, you are appointing someone that knows into details what that particular office entails and what that person can do. So I feel like the president or the government is taking his or her time to appoint the right person for that position. If you don't take time and then you are calling on the government and then it becomes politically influenced, we'll end up appointing someone and then go see baby. Because then we have a defense minister and then he like in a defense minister there, for plane. There should be people around to detect that this plane you are sending off have a problem. But we couldn't do that. So I feel like now the government is trying to put things in place to appoint the right person. Although like it's delaying and then we are all calling that he should act on it fast. But I believe that we should be a bit lenient, too much, but a bit, so that we won't end up appointing someone who is not going to do justice to the work. So when we take other issues, just as Regina stated, the conflict, the galamsey, and blah 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 blah. Yesterday I saw something, I was shouting, and you said you saw that to a pregnant woman being slashed in the throat. In the Ashanti region. She went to farm and then she was killed. The throat was slashed.
Oh, damn!
If you listen to all these kind of things, like a bone, it scares us, and sometimes you ask yourself whether we have police in the country. You know, sometimes they deploy some of these police into areas where they feel like it's a dominated areas for robbers, or maybe that particular area is a notorious area, and sometimes you go there and you don't even see police. If not for recently, I had no idea that we have a serial killers in Makati. I know.
Sir?
I'm telling you, they arrested people like 300 and something.
At Makati.
I'm telling you, 99% of them
serial killers.
I'm telling you that they have a
and you're still alive.
I'm still alive.
Grace.
Sometimes I go home like 10, and I remember sometimes I'll go home and I'll meet someone on the way, and the person will be like, I'll still be holding my phone, which is a new and the person will be like, hey, by this time, and every day they are robbing people on that street. And 99% of them are people from this place. You get them, our sister nation. 90% of them are from our sister nation. So for me, what I would say is that appointing a defense minister has to be somebody that is trusted, has to be somebody that the government can rely on with their life, because you are protecting the government, you are protecting us as well. It's not someone that is politically biased. Not because we need a defense minister. So okay, no. Terrorism now across other countries now. It's because they've not put certain things in place, and then we need somebody that is ready enough. I mean, there is no problem for we appointing the deputy defense minister to take over, but maybe the government is considering something. So I feel like we should give the government some time, but
right. So what do you think the government can put in place so that we know that at least we are safe in this country? Because even as it stands now, would I say ladies, even men, I don't know if you saw a video on TikTok where the man was like, what's the name again? After 8 o'clock, you can't even go out. Because after 8 o'clock,
you're not safe.
For me, after 8 o'clock, I'll share my location with everybody so that if I'm lost, this is where you come and look for me.
What you're saying, you're right. So, sometimes you go out and then you don't tell anybody.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's very bad. He said he was standing by the roadside and he wasn't getting car. As late as 9 p.m., almost 10 thereabouts. And then he saw that a taxi came to pass and there was a lady sitting in front. I was like, oh, if it's a lady then this one there, that person is harmless.
Hey, man.
I say otina kan mu omo called driver Messi wa say obe one say wa taking different thing. So while the car was moving, he had to jump out of the car to save himself. And then when he jumped out of the car, then he noticed that the lady and the taxi driver were laughing in the car. So that should tell you that it was a planting. I don't know, even right here on our roads, when Cho-Cho cars, yes, it's very serious.
Recently, I saw something on TikTok where the man said he was traveling and he saw this young lady. The lady was like, on also short time, the lady said she wasn't getting a taxi, and the man picked him. And the man is trying to rape her.
Trying to rape in a car.
And so the man should pay. He said the man had an affair with her. The man is supposed to pay him some money, and the man didn't pay. And the man was supposed to compensate her. You see, so I feel like
true. You know, sometimes where you even start or where these people get when they start making noise. Me, I would say trim, because those people then are planting. Because those people, as a normal human being, you really need to think about this issue and look for solution. But for them, they wouldn't do that. And if you are taking vehicles, you need to be careful. I thought when I said people are already packed in the car, but for all you know, those people are accomplices.
They have serial killers that are women. They are doing it. So we just need to be very careful.
We just need to be very careful. Right, moving on. Reintroducing justice for all system, key to decongesting prisons. Justice Bafo-Boni. Chief Justice nominee Justice Paul Bafo-Boni has proposed the reintroduction of the Justice for All program, along with the establishment of a community service and patrol system, as part of a comprehensive strategy to decongest Ghana's overcrowded prisons. Appearing before Parliament's Appointments Committee, the Supreme Court Justice expressed deep concern about the dire conditions in correctional facilities, saying most of them are housing inmates far beyond their capacity. Justice Bafo-Boni identified indiscriminate remand practices as one of the major causes of congestion, noting that several inmates remain in custody for years simply because they cannot meet bail conditions. He therefore called for the revival of the Justice for All program, a judicial initiative first introduced in 2007 to review the cases of remand prisoners and release or expedite the trials of those unjustly held. Justice Bafo-Boni further urged lawmakers to consider introducing community service sentences and a patrol system, which would allow well-behaved inmates to integrate into society under supervision. Justice for all system, where they are going to reopen cases of some inmates and then release them, or inmates who have good behavior, they'll release them into the community for the community to make good use of them. Do you think that this is a good initiative that should be revived? Ms. Debbie?
Yes, for me it is a good initiative, because I believe we have people in prison that are there not because of what they did. It's an accusation, a false accusation led them into where they are today. So there are times where we see there is this man that goes to prison to talk to some prisoners, and sometimes when you listen to these people talk, you can tell that they are not there based on what they did. Some of them, someone tried killing them and then they try defending themselves. And so with this, I feel like it is good. It will give chance for these people to be released. And then our prison is very congested. All the time we see churches donating prison. Pentecost. Recently they've donated another prison for Ghana.
Really?
So yes. It means people are saying that it means you are encouraging more people to. Well, that was just by the way. So our prison is very congested. So I feel like, for me, I believe 90% of the people there So when they go through it and then they come across people that are not dead because they've done something that is very, hurting. And then after their research and everything, they feel like this person can be released. They should release the person to go. But even as the person is being released, I feel like the person should be monitored. When we release someone into the community like that, I feel like the person should be the ways of the person should be kind of monitored, so that we don't see those things occurring again. So for me, it's good. If you go to Ghana's prison right now, it's like sardine. So for me, it's good. It's good.
Miss Regina.
Yeah, so when it comes to our prison reforms, I think it's a good thing from justice. But just a quick one. Yesterday, when mentioned, he made a statement, I was like, wow, I think this is not something we are supposed to say outside. According to him, he detained Atai.
Yeah, yes.
Hey, Papa, wait.
Yes, he said it.
I
also saw it. I was like, why would he make such a statement?
He said for 70 years.
For 70 years. Now, just imagine if I gave him 30 years.
He was afraid that when he comes out, he will come after him.
Oh. Wait, see, some secrets are supposed to follow you to your grave. So please.
I'm telling you.
And as a Chief Justice, and you was a worker. Yeah, so away from that, looking at our prisons are supposed to be correctional centers. But as it stands now, maybe who is in your correctional center? For mechanism, they go to suffer. Just last month, I saw a video. Some people were packed. Sardine position for sardine on home. So sardine will kunkumo on home. But now humans are not. Like, so they are suffocating. Hey, I was like, hey, God forbid, but imagine you in that environment. You can't do anything. Where even if you want to stand, you wouldn't even get somewhere to stand. So when some of movies I thought almost some will be life imprisonment, but I thought that's our life imprisonment. So they bring it down to 13 years and they release you based on good behavior. But Ghana ha ebini ha. You say 30 years, I'll bet them with 30 years. You say 50 years, I'll bet them with 50 years. So we are good behavior, on your good behavior, we them forever and ever. Amen. Afe.
You are dead.
Now, looking at this community sentence, even in school, when you do something bad, they kotete aman forgot them. Meaning say ya obida. Aman forgot them. Obet mu papa. And I say we are there or kwanchen. Ya chi oma sisi ayembu omu. Ya mo pra area mu. And I think it's a good thing. I thought they will be called at prison up to now. He or she is in remand. But that remand for almost getting to 10 years. Remand yendi na SMU or that remand 10 years or that prison hole. And I'm asking myself, and he say, lawyer biba so bedi na asem mama no. Na asem na okoye no. So yedi asem ni we na ye man 10 years ah. Into 10 years no besan kobium. Making it 20 years. Our justice system is poor. I won't say nipa ne dibone, but they should make sure that our justice system is fair.
It's fair.
So nipa no, you don't see any fault. Let the person go and keep an eye on the person. Simple as that. Obia kwa korea tin tomatoes. Yamano 5 years. Oh, see, this petty things, it doesn't require prison. Even if it requires prison, it should be 1 year. Until 1 year, no. Now, but it shouldn't be like on you kind of saying and one freedom. You need to monitor the movement of the people. I always say, it's high time we start adapting some of the systems of this Western world. You are look at show 9. There are certain places you can't go. When you exceed that limit, you can't move. We should adapt to such systems rather than making people suffer this way. One now call that as our prison and still be happy. Now our politicians are even enjoying in prisons because their prisons is high tech.
Yeah.
Oh yes. If not for recently, I had no idea that even in our prison we have VIP lodge.
Sure.
So
I am brofufo na omo prison
it's
dear.
all
It's for all.
It's for all.
And it's neat.
very neat, and they eat good
Ah.
food.
Right.
We can you chew to you not have a problem because that.
All right. So, justice for all. That was coming from Chief Justice nominee Paul Bafo Boni. Do you think it's a good idea that we should revisit some remanded prisoners' cases and see if, it's high time we let them go or not? You can equally share your thoughts in our comment section on YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio, on Facebook as GhanaTalks Radio. Thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Today in history, Angola gained independence from Portugal, ending nearly 500 years of colonial rule. The country immediately descended into a civil war between rival liberation movements, the MPLA, FNLA, and UNITA, which began in February 1975 and continued for over 25 years. Southern Rhodesia's white minority government issued a unilateral declaration of independence from the United Kingdom. The declaration was in response to the UK's refusal to grant independence without an assurance of eventual majority rule, a decision that led to international sanctions and a subsequent civil war, which eventually ended with Zimbabwe's legal independence in 1918. Remembrance Day in South Africa to honor military members who have died in line of duty. The day is marked by events like wreath-laying ceremonies at memorials, including a prominent one in Pretoria and others across the country, with participation from groups like the South African National Defence Force and veterans associations. The tradition originated with a proposal from South African Sir Percy Fitzpatrick to commemorate the end of World War I and the sacrifices made. To one single observance of the day. Singles Day. A group of students wanted to create a day that acknowledged single life, not as something lacking, but as something valid and worth embracing. They chose November 11th because the repeating number 1 resembles 4 individuals, people standing confidently on their own. So, if you are single, happy Singles Day, but please do well to get a partner because love is sweet. And that's all for today on Today in History and Observance of the Day, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Allow the single people to breathe. That one to you have a day aside for them. So what should they do? Oh, my home kaka.
Hey.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have day for shoes and nails.
Oh yes.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm very sure. Anyways, since you're already on the floor, Debbie's girl.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited (SML) has filed a lawsuit against the Office of the Special Prosecutor, demanding the return of seized equipment and more than 28 million in damages for what it described as unlawful raid on its officers. In a statement of claim filed at the High Court in Accra, SML said that on June 10th, officers from the OSP under purported warrant conducted a heavily militarized and intrusive search at its premises and seized several items including servers, laptops, storage devices, and specialized mineral analysis equipment. The company, which provided data analysis, revenue assurance, and real-time monitoring services to the Ghana Revenue Authority, said the seized equipment formed the backbone of Ghana's petroleum and solid minerals monitoring system. SML claims the action caused a nationwide collapse of its secure data communication network linking 25 petroleum depots, resulting in the total shutdown of real-time data transmission. According to the right, the seized servers contain unique softwares and firmwares used to monitor and authenticate transactions in Ghana petroleum and mining sectors. SML stated that the abrupt removal of its system permanently invalidated security protocols and rendered infrastructure inoperable. The company further alleged that the OSP's actions breach forensic and evidence handling standards, arguing that investigators uprooted physical hardware instead of conducting a forensic imaging process that would have preserved data integrity and business continuity. It also accused the OSP of disabling its CCTV system during the operation to prevent video documentation of the incident. In its suit, the SML is asking the court to declare the OSP's detention of its property unlawful and to order the immediate return of all seized equipment. The company is also seeking compensation for losses as well as legal costs. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has not yet or is yet to file a response to the claim. We live in a very funny country, trust me. We live in a very, very funny country. So not quite long, the Office of the Special Prosecutor made claims concerning strategic mobilization in Ghana Revenue Authority and a whole lot. And this case has been referred to the Attorney General. And the case, I would say that the case is still being investigated. And only for us to wake up yesterday and then come up or see a news popping on social media that has to do with the strategic mobilization suing the OSP in court. And this is because, according to them, the office of the OSP came to do their investigations and verify whatever they want to verify. And at the end, they took away some equipment, their laptops and their servers, equipment that was necessary to them, equipment that helped them in executing their work and also monitoring some petroleum hubs. And they said it has caused them a very huge loss. And so they are suing the OSP in court. How is this possible? And how did we get to this stage? Because if at OSP you are investigating a company involved in scandalous behavior, you shouldn't fall into their trap. And the case is in court. So the court justify whether the OSP is wrong, whether SMS is right. We are yet to know. But the issue is, how did we get here? If the office of the special prosecutor is out to investigate a group of people, your work is, you are supposed to respect and do within your mandate. You are not supposed to cross your boundaries. So if the office of the special prosecutor is here today to investigate us on maybe some things or one or two things, does that mean that when they are going, they should go away with our cameras, they should go away with the microphones? No, it shouldn't be that. And I've heard a lot of people saying that, oh, because the OSP has come out and then say that they found some irregularities with SML, so they want to also come up with something. So in case the OSP never make claims involving SML, are we going to hear what they brought out yesterday? You see, that is why I said we are funny. We live in a very funny country. We don't even take things seriously. As an OSP, also on song. Because your office is not a playground. Your office is very crucial, very significant. Because key issues are being deliberated there. Your work involves a lot. And so that is why you're supposed to come out clean. So now that SML has also come out with their own problem or whatever it is that they filed in court, as usual, it's going to delay the whole investigations or the whole findings that the OSP has done. It's going to delay it because they have to pay attention to that as well. And SML has every right to allegedly accuse the OSP till the court is done with their findings and then inform us whether the OSP is guilty or not, or whether the Strategic Mobilization Limited are the ones not telling us the truth. But my question is, why would you go to investigate someone? Why would you go to interrogate someone and then coming out with things that do not belong to you if only Strategic Mobilization Limited are also telling us the truth? Why will you do such a thing? So in this scenario, I'm not pointing to someone saying the person is a criminal, but in this scenario with what is going on, it's just like a criminal going to investigate a criminal. And that is how it looks like. Because if a thief should go and steal, and then the police is being asked to go and arrest that thief, and then imagine the police get there, and then the police try taking the phone of the thief without his knowledge. It depicts something. So that is the same way we are going to see these two cases. This whole scandalous activities involving the SML is not something we should sleep over. Everyone is eagerly waiting to see how this issue is going to end. And even after the OSP brought out his findings, we saw SML coming out saying that it's false. They said it's false. And then for only for them to come out yesterday and to bring out another accusation. And as an OSP dear, where they think Kenya will lay more. And you will lay more. Because when it's happened like that, it tarnishes your image as the office of the special prosecutor. As it stands now, I will be bold enough to tell you that 90% do not even trust the OSP. We don't trust the OSP because he has been in that office for 8 good years without we not seeing anything. It is even after some people petition the government to take him off. That is when we saw him coming up with all these findings and referring it to the Attorney General. So, as it stands, I can personally tell you, boldly tell you, that 90% of Ghanaians have little faith in the office of the special prosecutor. And now that the citizens are trying to reignite some faith in the OSP, and that things like this are popping up, how are you going to hold someone responsible in a crime whilst you yourself has been dented of doing similar? You might not take the money, but all that you've taken, is it not money that was used in buying all those things? So equally, it's money. But as I said, we have no right to say whether the OSP is guilty or they are not guilty till the court is done with their findings. But what I want to say is that it's bad. It's bad. It doesn't speak well of the OSP. It tarnishes its image. And it also tells us that in a way, their integrity has been robbed with mud. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that, girl. And thank you, too, for joining us on the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Right after this, we'll be coming up with the news. And right after the news, we'll be coming up with the main discussion. Please stick and stay with us.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. Ghana Talks Radio, #1. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good morning and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, Tema Development Corporation launches crackdown on defaulting companies and institutions. Tensions flare in Parliament as majority and minority leaders clashes over Chief Justice vetting. In related news, minority in Parliament boycott vetting of Justice Bafo Boni amidst dispute over nomination. Government urges to prioritize technical and vocational education to combat illegal mining. These and many more coming up your way shortly. The Tema Development Corporation (TDC) has embarked on a massive revenue collection drive targeting companies and institutions that have defaulted on their ground rent payment. Led by Managing Director Mr. Courage Nunekpeku, the exercise aims to recover millions of Ghana cedis owed to the corporation. According to Mr. Nunekpeku, the move is part of effort to boost revenue and support government initiatives. The Tema Development Corporation has already begun locking up defaulting companies, with some institutions making part of full payment to avoid further action. Mr. Nunekpeku revealed that the corporation is owned over 600 million Ghana cedis, with major debtors including Tema Ghana Oil Refinery and VALCO. The revenue mobilization drive is expected to continue until the end of the year, with the Tema Development Corporation targeting churches, mosques and other institutions that have outstanding debt.
It's simple, just to recover all the debts that people are owing us. The last time we embarked on this one, we told you people are owing TDC in excess of 600 million Ghana cedis. So we decided as a management and the board to embark on this exercise to retrieve and rake in the necessary money. So today is another phase of it that we are, embarking on this. We have major companies like Tor. We are conducting this, interview in the premises of Tor. We have reminded them severally. Their lease have expired. Not only ground rent, their lease have expired. So technically, where we are standing is a TDC land. It doesn't belong to us, if you want to say it rightly. Same VACO and many companies. You have been with us right from the day. Their promises by paying us. I wouldn't like to put a figure there, but it's in hundreds of millions of Ghana cedis. Millions? Yes, to VACO as well. Talking step. We are sisters. I know we all belong to the same mother. They are agency of government. We are also agency of government. Nevertheless, we have a duty to perform, and we have to perform that duty anyway. That's once they are recovering, they should also understand our situation and make payment. A little here, a little there, they will get there. So that's all we are saying. We understand. We will sit down and talk, but we want something to be put on the table. Based on that, we can start talking. That's all. How long? For several years now. This debt has been there for several years. We can't blame it on the current management. The current management is doing very well. They have revamped Tor more or less, and they are moving forward. That's the reason why 8 months in office, we've not come to Tor, we've not been to VACO, because we wanted to give them the space to be able to organize themselves, and we think this is the time to do that, and that's how we are approaching them. Let's make some payment, then we move on.
A heated exchange erupted in Parliament between Majority Leader Mahama Yariga and Minority Leader Alexander Appenyo-Markin during the vetting of Chief Justice nominee Justice Paul Baffour-Bonney. The confrontation began when Appenyo-Markin referred to the Justice nominee as a disputed nominee, prompting Ayariga to object, citing parliamentary rules. The Majority Leader in response insisted that Appenyo-Markin's comments were unparliamentary and amounted to political grandstanding. Appenyo-Markin shot back, accusing Majority Leader of trying to intimidate the minority and suppress their right to express concerns about the nomination. He emphasized that the vetting process was a constitutional responsibility and not a partisan exercise. The exchange highlights the deepening political divide in Ghana's parliament, with the NDC and MPP at odds over the nomination of Justice Baffour-Bonney to succeed the recently removed Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu.
It's clear. I'm saying that you are a senior lawyer. You've been in this house. You've been a majority leader. You've been a minority leader. You have lived through all the rulings in these matters. Pending matters, we should stay away from them. The conduct of judges, we should stay away from them. You have so far not impugned the process of nominating the nominee and submitting the nomination to this house, and the process of referral by speaker of the nominee to this committee for the committee to do its work. Those are the legitimate matters that you can raise, and you haven't raised them. So all the questions about what happened, if you had waited and we started proceedings and you throw a question to the nominee to get his views on the matter, I may not object. But you can't just be allowed to run down everybody and get up and walk because you are Appenyo-Markin. Why? It will not be allowed. I am going to look, this whole issue about you making a preliminary statement, show me a rule that says that you have a right to make a preliminary statement. Show me in our standing orders anything that says that you, Appenyo-Markin, have a right to make preliminary statements. You don't. Listen, we developed it as a practice. We developed it as a practice where normally the two leaders may make welcoming statements and general open statements, but you have converted it into a platform to do a press conference where you attack and impugn people and walk away with it. I'm saying that today you will not attack anybody and walk away whilst I sit in this committee.
In reaction to the heated argument, the minority staged a walkout of the vetting process for Chief Justice nominee Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, citing concern over the legitimacy of the process. The boycott comes after Minority Leader Alexander Pinyo-Macken described Justice Bafo-Boni as a disputed nominee. The minority, however, vowed to block the vetting, arguing it will prejudge the outcome of the court cases and undermine the independence of the judiciary.
Be it known to you, Chairman, and the committee and the country that we, the Minority Caucus, hereby vote en bloc to reject the nominee. We would want to state on record that the majority can proceed with the questions. We do not intend to proceed with any question. We are, however, registering in the strongest terms that we reject the nomination, and the records should reflect that the report of this committee be a majority report. Honorable colleague, when we show you respect, reciprocate. So far, we have extended to you every courtesy. We've heard all those unpalatable words. We've heard the abuse. So please, for posterity's sake, listen to us. We don't need to vet a nominee before we vote against the nominee. We have preliminary issues well grounded in law. You may disagree with us. And we say that on the basis of that, we cannot be part of a process that would give rights to another and deny another of her bona fide as enshrined in the Constitution. Chairman, that said, we would yield to you to proceed whilst we exit this committee room with our views well documented for the records, and on the floor we shall proceed with the debate, further stating our position and take a vote against the nominee as required by the rules of the plenary. Thank you very much indeed.
A member of the National Democratic Congress communication team, Wanda Madlo, has emphasized the need for the government to provide alternative livelihoods for individuals engaged in illegal mining. Madlo stresses that strengthening technical and vocational education is crucial to addressing the issue. He emphasized that technical and vocational education can empower individuals and communities, reducing reliance on illegal mining. His comments comes amid growing concerns about the environmental and health impact of galamsey in the country. The NDC communicator urged the government to prioritize initiatives that support sustainable livelihoods and protect the country's natural resources.
I see that it's a bread and butter matter. Bread and butter issues. When you see the numbers of people who are churning out from this, our so called, not so called as in derogatory, but as we call it, free SHS. who are not making their way to the universities or to the upper, schools, you will know that we have a lot of challenge on our hand. And that's why I want us to deploy the German understanding of industry, where they invest so much in technical education. The polytechnic system, when it was changed, I'm not too excited about it. I feel that we need to still instill the hands-on, the artisanal training in our people. The people who we call mechanics, the people who we call auto mechanics, we call welders, we call electricians, we call the local balance builders, we call civil engineering and all that. We need to break that away from the tertiary environment to, say, a polytechnic environment, so that people can find something doing. Today we are beginning to export labor outside of the country. And we are exporting this labor, largely the people we are exporting are not critical labor that we need in this country. I wish that we had more engineers in this country. I wish that we had more lawyers in this country. I wish that we had more medical.
You want more lawyers?
Yeah, more lawyers in this country. No, more lawyers in this country, because
plenty lawyers we are graduating every year.
How many? How many is on the roll of lawyers? How many?
We have so many lawyers. They finish school, they are called to the bar almost every year.
We actually do not.
We don't have.
Yes, the data shows that we do not.
We only have about 8,000 lawyers or so across the country.
We don't have a lot.
In good standing, anyway.
Yes.
So we don't have enough. But you see, when you have enough lawyers, one of the things it does is that people become aware of the law. What is wrong, what is not wrong. If you have a lawyer, everybody has a lawyer in his family. Even when you're going wayward, they would have advised you. So there's a certain calmness. That's why we need to open the doors. That's why we need more engineers, people who can do their own stuff, and all that. Many times when I'm working, and I'm into construction, when I'm working, we need critical labor we can find. You want an electrician and you have to make several calls. A good one, of course, because some of them are just roadside, electricians. Some of them are just roadside plumbers.
That's why
plumbers in commercial quantity we don't get. And all that. Sometimes you need only printers and you don't even get them. And so there is the need for us as a country to begin to focus in these areas and all that. Technical and vocational education, we need attention to be paid to that. And then you can have people going to very productive areas. Look at the people in the Galamsey areas. Majority of them don't have any training. Apart from GHS. Some of them, lucky they have gone to GHS. Apart from GHS, they don't have any other skill. So we are shipping them out of those environments. We are shipping them out of those Galamsey areas. But we need to start finding them livelihoods.
True.
Otherwise, you are going to increase armed robbery. You are going to increase violent crimes. And you are going to increase irresponsibility, where you have a lot of irresponsible fathers, in the system. People are giving birth without even thinking of how they want to take care of the children and all that. And we don't want to see this on our.
While others calls for alternative livelihoods for those engaged in Galamsey, the Deputy General Secretary of the United Party, Nana Yao Sapon, point fingers at influential individuals and those close to power as the real backers and financiers of illegal mining operations. Speaking in an interview, he emphasized that these individuals are using their connections to evade accountability and continue to destroy the country's environment. Sapon's statement comes amid growing concerns about the role of politicians and powerful individuals in perpetuating the Galamsey menace.
We fail as a nation to prosecute the financiers and backers of Galamsey activities. We would be endorsing their operations. Well, nipa 36 years 9 months for Kochi woman, so 35 years. Good. O show many ni omo yabi omo leti wa. Omo bi eni wa obetimi ato excavator. Omo bi eni wa oni bebi a ton pump action too. It means that there is a financier somewhere. And there is a backer. Make backers ni your one more or close to power and more influence. What you say? And then the bomb chidom and more ye do mu. Na sebi utafrache. Uni obi bo chidom wa. And ka wo hu se name os for omushe uniform mu kura tu. Abaya chiw. na wonya akukuduru sɛ wonni bidi nkɔmmɔ wonni ne wobɛkasa na kyerɛ sɛ obi hyɛ n'akyi oni akɔ hyɛ n'akyi so bɛntumi me deɛ nsɛm wɔ di kan baeɛ about hwidie I took a very strong stand. I said the MP ought to be investigated. Yedikai. Baby, wasi wo free a walk away. Baby, Uncle Fonia Galam saying, Quan bien you are no faso co, baby, no way. Media. I am against Sir and Penifo meaning we I did. In the heat of the matter, who ye MP? Nasi gidi kra kosua. Na wakwa. Ufwa near president any aban any emra asewon. Se won nyo madwuma. Yeah.
Yes, Nana.
If you look at the other side of the issue, na asoja for so no mukra tu. Enti gidi no koso. Enanka soja ni no emma ni tu no so. Se wo bo ono ni nkwa ho ban. Enka ene yebetena ha yebeka se soja fo atutu. Enso se soja ni de enye kerosene nam no mu. Se moja ono so ye ya adwo nkoba. Ono so abusua.
Okay.
What you say? We need to take a stand. Maka ha ama mu nyina mu twema no si se de meka na enye. Meka shoot to kill asemi.
In business, Ghana has signed a bilateral debt agreement with the Federal Republic of Germany, marking the 6th such agreement under the country's ongoing debt restructuring program. Finance Minister Dr. Kaiser Latoforsen described the agreement as a significant milestone in Ghana's economic recovery journey, noting its significance to the foundation's fiscal stability and anchor long-term economic progress. Dr. Forsen expressed appreciation to the government and people of Germany for their continued partnership and confidence in Ghana's future. German ambassador to Ghana congratulated Dr. Forsen and commended the government for the progress made in stabilizing the economy. He reaffirmed Germany's commitment to deepening its bilateral and economic cooperation with Ghana. Professional services from the key KPMGs urging the government to use the 2026 budget to consolidate most of the economic gains recorded. According to partner and head of advisory Kwame Sapon, the country must move from stability to transformation with the support of initiatives like the Big Push agenda. Reacting to the pre-budget survey conducted by the firm and United Nations Development, Mr. Kwame believes that businesses want more from the economy in 2025. There is a need for transformation because inflation is down, but the cost of credit is still high, he said. Government needs to invest in critical sectors of the economy and infrastructure, although it will be expensive. Domestic fundings and small businesses support are also needed to keep the local economy going, he added. The objective of the survey and the United Nations Development Programme, the UNDP, is to provide evidence-based insight to inform government's policy direction for the 2026 national budget and subsequent budget cycles. In sports, Accra Hearts of Oak SC have strongly condemned the unfortunate scenes that occurred after their Ghana Premier League clash with Asante Kotoko at the Accra Sports Stadium. In a statement issued on Monday, November 10th, the club expressed deep regret over the post-match incident, stressing that such conduct does not align with the values and traditions of the Phobia brand. Heart of Oak extended unreserved apology to the Ghana Football Association, the match officials, supporters and the wider football community, assuring that steps are being taken to ensure accountability and prevent future occurrences. As part of our internal response, we have initiated disciplinary process processes concerning the player involved. The steps are being taken to ensure accountability, uphold our standards, and prevent future occurrences, the club added, reaffirming their commitment to integrity and respect in the game. Hearts also expressed gratitude to their loyal fans for their unwavering support, urging them to continue standing by the club as management works to restore confidence and maintain the highest standards of conduct. Board member of Heart of Oak, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, has also called on the Ghana Football Association's disciplinary committee to discipline referee Reginald Collins Amoa for what he describes as an incompetent performance during the Ghana Premier League clash between Asante Kotoko and the Phobians. The match official awarded Kotoko a penalty after Heart defender Yawa Mankwa Bafi was adjudged to have brought down Peter Midu inside the box. The resulting spot kick was converted by Guinea forward, handing Heart their first defeat of the season. Mauliwayo's stoppage time equalizer was also ruled out for offside, a decision that infuriated Nyaho Tamaklo. Meanwhile, the Ghana Football Association Disciplinary Committee has charged Heart of Oak and midfielder Hussein Mohammed for misconduct during the same fixture. Hussein was also accused of assaulting referee Amoa as the official under police protection made his way to the tunnel. Both parties have until Tuesday, November 11th to respond to charges. And showbiz, Ghanaian urban gospel artist Scott Evans has declared that he would rather sell plantain by the roadside than abandon his Christian faith to pursue secular music. The hit maker spoke about his mission in gospel music and the conviction behind his work. There is no pressure on me at all. I'm just serving a king and relaying his message to the people, he said. My focus is to reach those who truly need the word of God. Even if one soul is touched, there is a party in heaven, and that's enough for me. Asked whether he would even consider going secular, the award-winning gospel act replied, "If I ever get the chance to be a secular artist, I would rather sell plantain by the roadside instead." His remarks have stirred conversation about fans and industry watchers, many commending his boldness and dedication in an era where some musicians prioritize fame and commercial success over faith. Scott Evans is currently preparing for his annual event, Grace's Luxury Concert 3, scheduled for Saturday, 15th November, at the unique Flora Prestige Court in Tema Committee 19. The concert will feature top gospel acts including Kobe Slam, Akesi Brimpong, among other musicians. The night promises to be filled with worship, Afro-gospel performances, and spiritual renewal. And that is how we end it on the morning news update. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms, as well as logging on to our website at www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news updates. I am Deborah Adoso. Thank you so much for making time with me. Do have a good morning.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@GhanaTalksRadio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event.
Good morning once again and welcome to the second segment of the GTR Breakfast Show, where we deliberate on issues that matters or are very relevant to you, from business to politics and to social issues. And before we go on to the main matters for discussions for today, we'd like to deliberate on some trending issues, and then after that we'll move on to our main discussions for today. Don't be surprised seeing me today, okay? I'm sitting in for Mr. Omari and then co-host SNM Fiagbedu. Something popped out, so yes. So don't worry, you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be educative and it's going to be informative as well. So joining me again I have Miss Regina Bless. Hi, Miss.
Hello, Miss.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm also fine. Okay, so before we go on to our main discussion for today, I mean, there've been a popping issues about a lot of relevant issues, let me put it that way, but there is two critical ones that we are going to look at today. And so first has to do with in the course of the week, somewhere last week, we saw that NIMOS arrested some kingpin involved in Galamsey. And we know these people were actually shall I say brought up? They were not brought up, but established by the government to ensure that people involved in illegal mining are brought to book. And so they are able to arrest some kingpin recently. And so the name is Yaya. So you let me read this. On November 10th, 2025, operators from NIMOS arrested notorious illegal mining kingpin Idrisu Zakari, also known as Yaya at Bonsu, known for his extensive Galamsey operations in the Osino area, was apprehended after attempting to negotiate the release of his detained associate. The arrest follows a major raid on 7th November, during which 32 Nigerian nationals and 4 Ghanaian guards were captured at his mining site. So this should also tell you that we don't only have Ghanaians mining on our water bodies and in our forest reserves. We have some other nationals as well. And as the statement has put before us, they've arrested 4 Nigerians. So before we talk about it, producer, please, can you play the video for us?
What's your name? What's your name? Holding full name.
Idris Zakari.
You can't talk.
Idris Zakari.
Idris what?
Zakari.
Hello, to dinosaur. What? Osino. Huh? Yeah. Una udege dinosaur. I said talk. I'm talking to you. Open your mouth.
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Oh, the woman said there's Omaye. Should I speak?
Omaye there.
Na amuna no. Titufona amuna no ufio. Si shutwa. Ya senke. Yes, you said they made tuna in Philemon.
What thought Dan what to so? Yes, and I. You think I don't know?
Oh, man.
You know how long I take him to get to you?
My son on cast actually.
And now, incidents in a banner, Johnny.
I say, oh, your officer, you was in Ghana.
Don't you say I near Bonnie?
Let me slow.
What's your name? What's your name? Holding full name.
Idris Zakari.
You can't talk.
Idris Zakari.
Idris what?
Zakari.
Hello, to dinosaur. What? Osino. Huh? Yeah. Una udege dinosaur. I said talk. I'm talking to you. Open your mouth.
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Oh, the woman said there's Omaye. Should I speak?
Omaye there.
Na amuna no. Titufona amuna no ufio. Si shutwa. Ya senke. Yes, you said they made tuna in Philemon.
What thought Dan what to so? Yes, and I. You think I don't know?
Oh, man.
You know how long I take him to get to you?
My son on cast actually.
And now, incidents in a banner, Johnny.
I say, oh, your officer, you was in Ghana.
Don't.
Oh, your officer. It's funny.
So why are you running away from the police?
That is what I don't understand. So, as you said, the security personnel are supposed to be your friends and they are supposed to ensure our safety. So why then will you see a security personnel and be running? My mom would say that obi a oye bone no hu say obi ba odi America. But looking at Galamsey, are we putting in much effort?
Galamsey, I would say we are putting in efforts, but not much efforts, because why would you tell me that we are having Galamsey as it stands now in people? Okay, I can now talk. Yeah, so I would say Galamsey as it stands now, we are trying our possible best to make sure that we keep Galamsey, but our best is not good enough. I always say, looking at the past administration and this current administration, both parties have tried their possible best. Both parties have brought great initiatives, from banning of excavators, banning of chamfines, banning of the importation of those goods into the country, and making sure that these illegal miners are being apprehended and all that. That is a good policy. But now let's look at this. Good policy is different from effective implementation. And for Galamsey to come to a halt, we need to make sure that the good policies we are bringing on board needs to be effectively implemented. I would say that Galamsey finds near the Diagro because saying in Diagra, these Galamseyers are bold enough to stand boot for boot with these security personnel. They are coming in to make sure that what you are doing illegally is stopped, but they have the effrontery, the audacity to face off with these people. As a crown for police have now only police need so it doesn't make sense. It only makes sense to us, meaning say there's a higher authority guiding these people. Me no ti hey Galamsey na say me no say e koye Galamsey 20,000 yehu bida 10,000 yehu bida. This Galamseyers, the machines they use, it costs a lot. It is very expensive,
right?
So the people in higher authority, they also need to be questioned first. Because these people, before you arrest them, they've already signed an oath or they've already sworn an oath.
Yeah.
it's just like you being in an occult organization. You can't voice out certain things. Ebeka hotel say obeka share your maker. So with the galamseyers, yaka bibia. President Mahama should declare state of emergency. He says it's not yet time. Before he even declares state of emergency, he needs to make sure that he takes the main concern of the Security Council. And maybe I know they yet say. And now, shoot and kill boy omonye. Looking at Mahama, there's no way he would accept shoot and kill because he's a man of empathy. I would say he's the father to the nation. Exactly. So there's no way he would accept shoot and kill. Now, what do we do to these people? You galamseya, Kimping, just say Shesiko kita. The money to this bandulo. Hey, those are the bribing Naimo's authority. So all the this has a but na yeja on call for normal 32 Nigerians and I say 4 Ghanaians or say 1 Ghanaian. Just a Nigerians point for they are even more than Ghanaians. Now I would say Nigerians and Chinese. They are the ones who are so comfortable in dealing with illegal mining in this country. I always say you can't leave your country here and go to other countries and commit atrocities. When you go to China, the same laws governing illegal mining in Ghana here, they are the same thing. But have you seen a Chinese indulging in illegal mining in his own community?
No.
Because the laws are working.
Right.
Yachewa, ubedemu, Ghana. No. The only thing we hear is these people have been detained. And after they are being detained, they are being billed on an amount of money. I always say, the evidence is there. It's glaring right in our faces. So why are you giving these people bail? I always say yesikaniti because omoma nkofo bail it's a huge sum of money.
Right.
Millions, billions of cedis. The money, what are you using the money for? Our water bodies are being destroyed, our environments are being destroyed. And you're telling us that the people you arrested, so you've bailed them. ABI are bailing them to make sure say investigation goes on. But to me can't say my bet show say won't sat down in Kwamunam. Now we say that be that. Oh,
now it's not namnishem.
And namnishem. Yeah, eating it.
Yeah.
But you said you have no idea about it. So illegal mining, I don't know what the government will do, but one thing I can say, the government needs to set up when it comes to illegal mining, because these perpetrators or these criminals, if you are bold enough to destroy water bodies, it means you're a criminal. When Ashanti Regional Minister, Mr. Frank Amakohin, he went to China, see the words he was speaking. He was speaking out of emotion.
Yeah.
He was speaking so passionately. That should tell you, say, everyone has Ghanaians at heart, especially when it comes to illegal mining. And then a bad thing, say people from the other countries will come to Ghana and be admiring our nature. The same way he went there, he was admiring their nature. Their water bodies, very beautiful. Their forestation, very beautiful. But Ghana, and mind you, Ghana is on the map. We are known worldwide. So we shouldn't add galamsey to it. And I think the days, when this galamsey issue started happening, even BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN, they were covering this thing. Some people went as far as coming into this country to do a documentary on it. They went to villages where people feed directly from the water. They would just have to scoop it in their hands and be drinking it. So I don't know what we are doing as a country. Se nipa fufo to me free ne krom eba ha be documentary na yete ha ne ye den. So galamsey dear, we are tired. I'm tired. I believe you are also tired. Everyone is tired. So they need to do something about it.
But do you think there is an insider that is linking the steps of the government? I'm saying this because you see the recent accident that happened during the previous week where 2 journalists from Joy FM and I think Adom and also CT got injured because they were on their path to the same illegal mining they said when they were going, they had a hint that this illegal miners, it's like they've plotted something, so they have to divert their route. And when they diverted the route, that is where they had the accident. So I want to ask you, do you think there is an insider within the government that is leaking the information on next step? Because it is someone that is very close to you.
Yeah.
So is it a government official that is leaking the steps and the movements of the government, or maybe some of these institutions that we rely on, like the NIMOS? Are they really doing their work, or there is someone within them that is betraying them? Because there is no way you are coming out to do something, and then you've not gotten there, but then there is a hint that you are coming. They are prepared and they are waiting for you to come.
You see, said the Cronfor. Sa Cronfor be wiawa. Conform bon amanie. Ube huana Cronfor pure so. Now why there was a oye. I think these organizations in charge of our land commission, mining resources and all that, they also need to act discreetly. See, in every organization there's a snitch. In every organization there's a snitch. There's someone who gives information out.
A spy.
Exactly. And I don't know if you watch Big Brother Ninja. In Big Brother Ninja, the housemates there's one person who is a fake housemate who comes in to cause chaos, who comes in to cause problem. And to want to make Kanchem say EPA and these journalists, when they were embarking on this journey, Nipa Baku Wuma one fred these people to tell them, say, oh, these people are coming, no. They will definitely call them. There was a video where a police officer was just standing right with these galamseyers, and they were chit-chatting. And I was like, an officer in the law, an officer with a uniform, you are here and you are watching these people do this kind of a thing. What you are supposed to even handcuff them and take them to the station. But no, our personnel, omokahubi. Me ye military film, me Ghana Police Service in film, Lands Commission fund, me your move film, and the same people who report to President John Dramani Mahama, me your move film.
They are all involved.
They are all involved. I will say it's either President Mahama is not getting the right facts or right information on Galamsey.
Okay.
Or it can be said the people who are giving him the information, they are giving him a false information. Because President John Dramani Mahama say this is the rate at which Galamsey has got to. You think you just be sitting there with folded arms and doing nothing?
So are you trying to say that President Mahama is not aware?
He's not aware.
With the calls that people are making, the videos circulating on social media, even if he's not aware, at least he's seeing those videos.
He's seeing those videos. Oh, okay. Maybe I also can. Yeah, that is also a contributing factor. But the people on Wankasa what form will say, they are not really doing it. She said this man, Yaya Edimbi
Idrisu,
Yaya, was bold enough to meet an officer. Say, oh, you then let me give you this amount of money and release my people. Release your people. To do what exactly? To go and continue with the illegal mining. And according to him, I say, ma no, and a friend is saying, and a dining in Sotana is sinking. Then they should go and arrest that woman too. They should go and arrest that woman. Because if a no crab, no, he wouldn't say it. The women are also contributing for channel. Because why should you cause someone to sell your land out for them to come and do illegal mining on it? It's your land, fine, no one is disputing that fact. But any ways and means we would pass through to make sure that our water bodies, our environment are being protected, they need to do it. And also sorry to the environmental protection agencies, because if they didn't get a tip off by now, we wouldn't have heard good news. We'd have heard say Ebia and Yamin Fasan, but they are dead in Kofoma. Every day people die in line of duty. The people dying are setting records. But what are we doing would we wait till everyone in this country dies before they do something about illegal mining? 8 people died in regards to this. They were going for a seminar.
Yeah, on Galamsey.
Oh, good mining.
Yeah.
Next time, no, na akoye nipa foforo. Another time it will be another person.
We were fortunate enough because the president was to be on board.
Yeah, first time in history.
First time in history.
Hey.
Not even. I think when they came into power, it wasn't even up to 3 months when that thing happened. So it's kind of sad. But do you see Ghana winning the fight against Galamsey?
It will take a very long time to solve illegal mining.
Really?
Because our waters are very much destroyed. They are destroyed to a point where it will take a very long period of time to make sure that our waters go back to its normal state. And putting the water aside, our environment also. These people are hell bent on destroying everything. Like voter and also so a canning kakra.
Really?
Yes. A canning kakra.
Then we are there.
For them, I must say sand winning.
Yeah,
sand winning. Galamsey.
Yeah.
Also,
Hey, for sand winning, I know it is very rampant there, but with the Galamsey, I have. So it means we also have gold in our place.
See, when an expert comes here right now, I believe an expert will know that there's a gold here. They just use a machine to detect it. A gold waha. At the end, you know, some people mainly do that.
Oh yes,
they
just do.
Come to you, present huge sum of money to you, and then I want to build this land for a construction site or for a business.
Yeah.
Illegal mining. So it's very bad.
Okay, so with illegal mining, just one question, then we'll move to the other one, because I've seen signals which tells us that our people are in. Okay, so with our last question on illegal mining, our local authorities, are they doing their best?
Our local authorities,
the chiefs.
This is a large platform. I don't want to really say things. But you quite remember we went for a reporting. Yeah, we went for a reporting, and one woman specifically said that before illegal mining can come to a halt, we need to make sure that these issues are being tackled by the chief themselves.
Right.
A local chief in a community, let's say Antieku is a village, Antieku village. I can't come into Antieku village and start mining just like that. You need the acceptance, approval of a chief before you can go ahead and do such things. So this should also tell us something. But one thing I can say is they need to be careful. If you're in a community and something is going sideways, you need to make sure that you correct it.
Right.
You say Penya or Tifia then you be from
I say penyumuti one on can see a kind and carry for
a kind of can say I say Marina ya Pokua say went to see, and it's brought a whole lot of
you have the money,
you see. So please, allegedly. So when it comes to the fight of illegal mining, I think say the local chiefs are also a contributing factor to make sure that they stop Galamsey. And so aside the chiefs, the government comes in, the necessary bodies also comes in to make sure that we stop it. And also to the local authorities, aside the chiefs, we have these local authorities, assemblymen, all these people. You are serving as a watchdog. You need to serve as a watchdog, know whatever is going on in that community.
Then you report.
Exactly. So illegal mining, I wouldn't be surprised if 10 years to come you'll still be seated here and talking about the same issue.
Are you cursing us?
I'm not cursing you people.
Why would you say that?
But they need to make sure that they do it and do it well.
Okay.
Policy need it's a good policy, but we need effective implementation.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need effective implementation.
If they can't do the shoot and kill, they should come for me. I would gladly do the shit. Thank you.
Please, Regina is advocating herself. Come for her, okay? She will do it diligently. Now, just last, and then we go for a commercial break and then come back. With the China Mall, right? In Ashanti region. This also happened, I think, somewhere last week or last 2 weeks, where we saw a whole mall being burnt into ashes. After that, we had a lot of speculations where people were saying that, see, the mall that was being burnt, we have people behind it. This mall did not just burn on its own. And then I've also seen videos where allegedly people stated that the Chinese themselves burnt it because of 1, 2, 3 things. And then some people also are saying that no, people are behind it and they did that on purpose. Now my question is, how can you be so wicked? Like, why will you do such a thing? Why, like, as a sane person, can you just wake up one day and feel like, because I've seen instances where people are complaining that these Chinese are taking business from them. It's like someone is taking your shine. They are taking their shine. But what I believe is that even if this Chinese come to create a business here, they don't employ only Chinese, okay? They employ Ghanaians. So like, what's happening? Do you believe in what they are saying, that someone is behind it, or is appliances been a kofa baby na?
Appliances are nyeshe. Let's use Katamanto, for example. Every year. Katamanto shit.
Recently, another one sashi.
Aye. And appliances are every year.
But that is what they've been telling us.
They are lying. You know, my mom works there.
Oh, okay.
And allegedly, cyber Kasana, they allegedly
I know, right?
You know, allegedly, this election, Omoka say one particular person came into town, into the market, and said, "Oh, your MPP ni," and Oka say, "Mu nim na motoma NDC ya, ya beshe Katamanto."
Really?
Yes. And Oka no election ebaso. And President Mahama was voted in January.
Second, I remember on my birthday and the horse
and it's bento.
Yes.
See, I know. Say electrical appliances also causes fire outbreak, but we should sometimes be factual and rational.
Okay.
And yet they be an electrical appliances,
but you know, recently there was another fire outbreak where they said a woman was cooking. She left the food
and went to church. Said then, oh, say no dear,
it is
but wait, every year beyond electrical appliances, ma Katamanto she.
But that is what
Katamanto has set a record though.
I'm telling you, like every year.
So, nipa dasini and yes, sir. So with this China issue, almost investigation, almost no money fire hydrant or you as a big company like that, you don't have fire hydrant. Sometimes we are the cause of our own problem. But let's be honest here. When it comes to this China suppliers, they are very annoying in this country. They are irritating in this country. They are in the bad books of people, so they need to be careful. Because when you go to China Mall, things that are being sold in the local markets within ourselves as Ghanaians at a rate of 5,000 Ghana cedis, 4,000 Ghana cedis, 3,000 Ghana cedis. When you go to China Mall, it's way less.
Very, very less. Very, very less.
May say, I saw a bed just a bed no 3,000, 4,000. The last time I went to China Mall, 1,002.
No, wait. Which of the China Mall do you go to?
Wager. Not Wager, but
is it the one closer to Regent University? Before you get it's Kaswa Kwan also. Before you get to Wager.
The Melcom, the West Hills. Behind it, there's a China Mall.
The West Hill.
Yes.
I have to go there.
I
have to go there myself. I was okay. That the one at Regent is Chinatown. It's Chinatown.
The next one.
Oh, okay.
So you see, and sometimes these suppliers, money for China, but I don't know. Like Just say Ghana for money brad yeah here you are getting a profit of almost 2,000 plus, which is not supposed to be so. Into this local markets, they should make sure that they reduce things. They need to reduce it, because if they don't reduce it, we will keep on going to China.
China need record that.
China me. I want to make to come in.
Yeah, record that
because
their things are
bedsheets,
less expensive.
Normal bed sheets let's say duvet. Duvet ukita 150 ubenya wo.
Like, are you for real? Because I need to buy all those stuff.
Yes, but with your normal local market, they'll tell you 350 duvet 350. Bed sheet 70 cedis, 60 cedis at China Mall. How much yourself?
Yeah, 150, 200. 150, 200.
Normal in chancing, this where ceramics. Me say 5 cedis called Binyebi, but Ghana. These people,
we are our own problem. See, it's kind of sad. I think we have to do away with that mentality where when we see people, especially people from the Western world, business tycoons coming into the country to invest, it's for our own good. Trust me, it's our own good. This Zonda, Chinese, they have this company that it was established not quite long. And also, this ShopRite, just closer to ShopRite, Zonda, they deal with vehicles and stuffs, and they've employed Ghanaians. A Ghanaian will sit somewhere and be like, but they employ Ghanaians, so it's for our own good, okay? The government cannot do it alone. That is why we always say that they partner with other people. So if truly this particular mall was bent by an individual or whether bent by this Chinese, then I think it's very bad. We need to sit up and correct certain things, okay? Thank you so much, and thank you, Miss Regina, for passing through. We will be going for a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll go straight into the main discussions for today.
To amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond. Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it's just a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice. Welcome once again as we deliberate on issues that matters to you, on arising issues going on in social politics and everything you think of. It's going to be informative and educative, as I said earlier on. And sitting with me today, I have the MPP communication team member, Kennedy Donko. And I also have the New Force Congress communication team member in person of Papa Kwabena Ahinkan Asante Eric. The fact that Kwabena Tuesday born, right?
Yeah.
I'm also a Tuesday born.
That's fine. I don't think you're part of NDP.
Please come again.
This is
And
Ghana Talks
for me,
Radio.
as for me, I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral being.
Okay, so you'll be a part of us, right?
Part. I'm in the middle. I don't belong to MPP and I also don't belong to NDC. Mr. Kennedy, why?
I think it's more of the two of you want to ambush me.
Oh.
To the extent that the two of you are Tuesday born, so
my apologies.
At least you should also appreciate those of us who came through Saturday. The best.
The best, okay.
Yeah, because Saturday are for Sabbath we rest.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Right.
that means that it's a day for all of us to
Right.
rest. So
Yes.
basically, it's about that.
Okay.
But let me say good morning to you and also say good morning to my colleague here and
Okay.
also your viewers and listeners. Let me use the same opportunity to say very good morning to, the New Patriotic Party in Ghana. I think since this Fourth Republic, the party has been able and consistently try to strengthen Ghana's democracy, and we have been fighting for that since 1992 up to this time around. So let me say good morning to the entire executive of the New Patriotic Party.
Okay.
Let me also say good morning to the 5 main aspirants of the Great Elephant family, and then my constituency specifically, the Banda constituency. I think let me say very good morning to them, especially Chairman Charles, who is currently, I think, watching me for this particular discussion this morning. So basically, this is what I can say for now.
Okay.
And then let's see what happens.
All right. Mr. Kwabena.
Yeah. Once again, I really want to say good morning to your cherished listeners.
Okay.
And everyone who just joined us online.
Okay.
I want to say a good morning to you. And also to our incoming president, Cheda Nana Kwame Bediako. Yes. Hopefully 2028 will end up surprising the NPP and NDC.
Hallelujah.
And we're actually going to change the political arena into a place where you begin to experience real politics and at least having everything so visible to you. So once again, a good morning to Nana Kwambedi
Okay.
and Hubert Beidu and Mr. Charles and Kingsley and to all the New Force members. Yeah.
Okay, so without wasting much time, we'd like to dive into our main topics for discussion. And I want to take a deep breath first. So the first topic has to do with the vetting of the current Chief Justice nominee, Mr. Paul Bafo Boni. So we know that our former Chief Justice Araba Saki Tokonu, there was an issue that popped up about her work or the execution of her duties, which led to some group of people petitioning the president to lay her off. And as it stands now, the case is in court, but a new CJ has been appointed. The vetting went on yesterday. I believe we all saw what happened. We saw how the vetting went on, and we also saw how the minority staged a walkout. Now, this has raised a lot of speculation where people are saying that, listen, although you have your different perspective, it's very wrong for you to stage a walkout. At least you should be there. Your perspectives, your opinions, they are needed. Mr. Kennedy.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity, and let me once again say very good morning to yourself. And I like the question that you've just asked. You see, what happened yesterday, but prior to what happened yesterday, one thing I want you to understand, including your viewers and listeners, is that Ghana for the past few months has experienced what we call indirect constitutional coup d'etat in the Fourth Republic.
Really?
Yes. But many people are not paying attention to what is happening. I've said it here countless times that what the NDC party is doing is just to capture political power so that they can remain in power forever. But when you have that intention in mind, research will tell you that you will fail. Because if you look at what Thomas Hobbes said, that every human being has three main important things: right for liberty, right for property, defense, and then life. Now, when these three, anyone is taken away from that person, automatically the person will revert. The person will fight back. The person will try to defend himself. Now, if you look at the process, the trajectory that happened, and then which led to one, the removal of the CJ, clearly shows that it was orchestrated and then they executed it perfectly. Yeah, so if you remember, before the 2024 election, the NDC made it clear publicly that when they come, there's no way that they were going to work with the CJ. And you have all the episode of videos everywhere, including even the general secretary of the party, Asedun Ketia, who said that the CJ, former CJ Tokonu, wasn't fit for purpose. Therefore, when they win power, they cannot work with her.
He said that.
He said that clearly. It's everywhere that you can find her. And then, lo and behold, you want power. Then when you came to power, you were able to execute the exact plan that you orchestrated when you were in the position. But let me put that aside. Now, let me delve into the issue itself. Yes, if you look at Article 146, that gives the mandate, or that shows out the procedural process to be able to oust, the CJ, is spelled out there.
Right.
The provisions are there. But the manner of which the whole president who breached that provision is an issue of contention and an issue for debate. You see, that provision, when you read the provision well and you read the 14610, it makes it discretionary. Discretionary means that you, the president, you have all the authority to either accept every information that you receive from anyone or petition from anyone, or you reject any petition from anyone. But if you want to exercise that power, then so far it is a discretionary, and if you are not a CJ, then you have to refer to Article 296C. That's where you have to go and exercise that. And if you remember, that was the reason why when this issue, when they were able, when the president actually suspended CJ, and then the Ghana Bar Association came out and said that the president has breached the 1932 constitution. That's the fact was that if you are not a CJ and want to exercise that power, automatically you have to use Article 296. That's where you have to go. And before you can do that, you have to, put what we call CI before Parliament, so that it's matured before you will be able to suspend the Chief Justice. But the President didn't do that. That was the first breach of the President. Second, after even breaching that provision, he went ahead to remove the woman first as a CJ from the Supreme Court, and then as a Chief Justice from the Supreme Court. So two things happen here. But if you look at Article 146, the process of removing a Chief Justice is there.
Right.
And the process of removing, a justice from the Supreme Court also is there. But the process are different. But the President used the same procedure to remove her as a CJ and also as a Chief Justice from the Supreme Court. Then the question is, who does that? Now, if you are the President and then you have every right to even remove her as a Supreme Court Chief Justice, no problem, granted. But you cannot bear on the same issue and remove her from the Chief Justice as from the Supreme Court. So two things played here. So you see where the conspiracy comes in. Now, after doing that, the woman herself, got the issue to court. First, went to the ECOWAS court. The issue is still pending at the ECOWAS court. Even court in this country, the issue is pending in court in this country. But the President should have hold on and then make sure that the court bring out the ruling. But at the end of the day, the President did not care. Decided that I don't care if the issue is in court or it's not in court. I am going ahead to appoint a new Chief Justice. Yesterday, I was waiting that if the minority group in Parliament or minority caucus in Parliament, led by Afinyo Makin, if they didn't do that, if they didn't walk away, I would have organized a demonstration against him and then the minority caucus in Parliament.
Wait, so are you justifying the fact that what they did was right?
It was more than right. If there are any adjective that I can use, it's more than a word. Serious. I'm saying that if Afinyo Markins, who leads the minority caucus in Parliament, I was expecting and I was very alert that if he had proceeded with the proceeding, me myself, I would have organized graduate student, and then we would have staged a demonstration against him and then the entire caucus. So what I did was 100%, because we cannot live in a country whereby the President, who is the number one gentleman of the land, will breach the constitution and then they'll go and say that aloof that happened in this country. The constitution, this democracy that we are fighting or we are enjoying now, go back to history and see how we fought and how we suffered. But the issue is, even after the caucus walk out, look at how the proceedings even continued. It was very obvious that the NDC party decided to kind of pay back to Chief Justice Bonny, to the extent that if you go back to 2012 election, maybe if some of you by then weren't following politics, therefore you might don't know what happened there. In 2012 election, that was when there was a very tight race between John Dramani Mahama, the current His Excellency, and then the former President John Akufo-Addo. And after the election, there was an issue of misconduct and discrepancies, and this issue went to court.
Right.
Do you know what happened? That was the time that even our own agents across many political constituencies, they couldn't even sit down and sign because they were chased out by the NDC.
So do you have evidence to that?
And when this happened, they couldn't sign. So that was the reason why the issue went to court.
Okay.
And then now, if you remember, the former vice president, now aspirant for the MPP, was the one who testified the issue in court. And that was when the issue of pin sheet became popular in this country. When this issue happened, it went to court. 5 justices sat on the case, led by Aktukuba. And then at the end of the day, the ruling, the ruling was so tight to the extent that it took only one justice who decided the outcome of the court, and it was this current appointed Chief Justice.
Okay.
And that Chief Justice voted against the MPP and voted for, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
When this issue happened, and now you came to power, and then you have already a Chief Justice in office. If you look at the prima facie that they even raised against the woman, as we are speaking, the woman hasn't received that prima facie.
Okay.
And who does that? And I ask myself, so these are some of the issues why. So if you say that when they appointed him, I said, oh, then this is clear. It was just a clear payback time for, Chief Justice Bonny.
Okay.
To the extent that you voted for us in 2012, then it's now time for us also, help you to get to that particular decision.
I'll come back to you. Mr. Kwabena, do you see the move of the government as a bridge to the law?
Anyway, thank you very much. And yes, you see, we're all here. Okay, we have all been in this country. No one has traveled. So obviously we were following absolutely everything that transpired. But you see, one thing that I really want us to understand is, yes, it's true, the president reached a lot and find his way through whatever it is that he wanted to achieve. He managed to do so. Fine. You've been able to get the former Chief Justice out of the office. Currently you are bringing in a new one. No problem. My point is, I'm happy with whatever my colleague said, because it's factual and it's the truth. So I wouldn't talk even much about it.
Okay.
But where I find it baffling is that how can a citizen of this country, regardless of your political affiliation, sit on a national radio and tell the citizens that you side with the minority for staging a walkout, and you feel that was the best option or the best decision or the best thing you could even give to your people this morning? Why am I saying this? This is a disrespect to every single member of the minority, to the minority.
Okay.
Because you were voted into that office by the citizen.
Right.
It wasn't an appointment. You were not appointed to be a member of parliament. You were voted, and people went out to exercise their franchise for you to have that privilege, for you to become a member of parliament. Now you have every right to stage out, but you need to first of all consider the people who took you there to help regulate the affairs of this country.
Right.
Then you ask yourself, walking out while there is an ongoing proceedings, will it end up affecting us someday, or it will bring us any positive results? You never took all those things into consideration, but you felt this is what we feel like doing and we have the right to do it, so we will do it. And when you do that, you end up making the whole constituencies that voted you people into that office, you make them look, excuse me, like fools. I think they knew nothing, they had nothing to do with their time. So they actually went out there to just waste their energy to vote you into power, and at the end of the day you feel deemed it so right for you to exercise whatever it is that you want to exercise at a given point in time, knowing very well that there are citizens whose concern are at stake. And I tell you what, we need to stop this whole thing that we have been doing to ourselves. If you are not in support, or if you really don't want the proceedings to even continue, or you don't even want any approval, you have a right channel or the right way to do so.
You can even sit, go through the procedures together, understand each other. Whatever grievances that you really want to air, just let us know. Whatever questions that you really want to put it out there, put it to him. Let him answer all those questions. Let him understand that indeed there's office that he is coming into. There was somebody there who was sabotaged by your own government. And by doing so, don't forget that in the near future, that same can be applied to you. You understand? And once the president was able to set such bad precedents, it's obvious that the next government, if it happens to be the MPP, will also do same.
Okay.
So they are reminding you that this is what happened. So at the end of the day, don't be surprised when tomorrow the stone that you threw will come back to you. But my point is, it is high time the NPP or the minority and at least give a little respect to the citizens who put them there. At least the workout, the stage, whatever it is that you want to do, it's fine. But there are people involved. There are citizens, concerned ones, people who really want to see the country move on. So if you think you can bring out everything in you to be able to disapprove the man in a way, you should have at least done that. But staging a walkout was not the best option.
So do you think they are overstepping their boundaries?
I think once they enter into that parliament house, they forget that they were being voted into power. They were being voted by people, by citizens. It is not an office that was actually meant for an appointment. So they should remember that and make sure whatever they are doing, they should put that into consideration. If not, they will always end up making it look as if they are the most wisest people in the world. But at the end of the day, you are not doing good to any of us.
Right.
Because we don't have that privilege to be there. Once you are there, act on our behalf and give us the necessary results that we are looking for. And don't go and sit there and let everybody know that indeed, so I also have the right to also do same. Fine, you can do it, but at least let appropriate measures be put in place for there to be a proper fairness in this. Honestly, the minority wasn't fair to the citizens, and the minority wasn't fair to their constituencies, and the minority has actually disappointed this country by staging that walkout. And I regret having such a very intelligent minority leader also push such an agenda, and it is so bad. Anyway,
you see what happened yesterday. Now, I'm not a church, I'm not a pastor, but if
but you're a Christian.
Exactly. If you go deep to the Bible, and then when it go to the time that the Romans actually brought Jesus out to be persecuted, it go to one leader, Pontius Pilate. Remember him?
Yes, I do.
And then he washed his hands from that persecution. You know, he was a leader, but he did that. Why did he do that? He did that based on the fact that in the future consequences, he will not be held accountable or responsible. Now, if you look at what my colleague just mentioned, what happened yesterday, 3 key things to me when I assess the whole thing that happened. 3 key things were very important or paramount. The first one was that, first, when they elect you as a member of parliament, you are representing your entire constituency.
Right.
Therefore, every decision that you take there, one day you'll be held accountable. Now, leading up to the removal of Justice Tokonu, you yourself, you have admitted that the process, there were a lot of breaches that you and we are aware. That was the first aspect. 2, the integrity of the member of parliament are also very paramount. Because don't forget, at the end of the day, my integrity will be at stake. And then the last one is that they have every right to do so. These are three things that happen. Now, if these members of parliament have all these, options, and then the woman, the way they remove this woman, and then looking at the fact that the issue is even in the court, and don't forget the appointment from day one, the minority has insisted that the president should wait so that at least the court should bring out its ruling. So when the court brings out the ruling, then automatically you can proceed to whatever you want to do. So the minority didn't even say that the president do not have the right to appoint anybody to become the chief justice, but they said that you wait for the court to bring out its ruling. And when this issue is about even MPP, if you look at how the issue started, we have Sophia Kufu, you know her, the former chief justice, who we know that from day one she has been neutral in issues concerning this country. If you look at this PDS issue that happened and then the haircut issue, the woman has been complaining about the haircut. She has demonstrated, but she was appointed by the MPP government.
The haircut was brought by
MPP.
The government.
Yes, and I'm telling that she was appointed by the MPP government when she was chief justice. But this woman stood on her grounds and then condemned that issue. The same person came out and said that what the president did to remove the chief justice was uncalled for. She made it clearly. We have a lot of lawyers who came out to condemn this to the extent that the Bar Association of Wales and England also came and mentioned the same thing, that what the president has done is wrong. So if you have all these case studies and then they stage out from what happens, I think that was a right in the direction. So there is something. Let me just conclude so that before you come in, let me finish. In Parliament, there is something that they call Hansard. Hansard is when everything that you do it will be captured, and posterity will come and read and find out that these people went ahead and discussed on the matter that was maybe on a wrongful process. Now, for me to be involved myself in this, wrong process, so that posterity will come and judge me, my integrity will be at stake. So what they did, I think they did that based on this particular provision.
Mr. Kennedy, don't you think your caucus is doing too much?
Too much for what? So upon all the breaches, they should continue.
And then you don't also see that the Ghanaians are fed up with the MPP caucus.
Of what? Of doing what?
Of staging out, because this is not the first time they are staging out.
You see, at times when you guys are saying this, I'm surprised. Go back. Just the 8th Parliament. Go and count the number of stage out that the NDC did.
If you want to
go back to 7th Parliament. So let's put it aside. But this one, wait. I'm telling you that. Let me land. I'm landing.
I'll come to you.
Yeah. So upon that, I'm trying to tell you, precedent shows that all the caucuses, minority caucuses, they have been working out. It's one of the tools in politics that you can use. But this one, there are empirical issues that support their stage out. If there are, we don't have any particular issue, I would have condemned the issue. But look at the process that led to the appointment of, the current chief justice. To me, they had every right to work out, and they did so.
Okay, Mr. Kennedy. All right.
Okay, you continue working out, and don't. Just, you see, sometimes you are emerging leaders, okay, and whatever it is that concerns the nation, we should be so much concerned about it.
Right.
What I really want you to understand is, until when are we going to stop setting such precedents? When? Because somebody stage out, a stage a walkout. So I'm also doing same. So what? Is it healthy for the country? Is it something that is yielding a positive result? Why don't you look at all those angles, scrutinize it properly, and ask yourself that at the end of the day, assuming when I also become the president someday, and from now, I'm not able to address those issues now, and it get to that point, and that same exercise is being set for me, what is the result or what will I end up achieving? You see, we need to put an end to certain things. Sometimes be bold enough to tell your seniors that, look, what you guys are doing, fine, you have that right. When I started my survey, I told you that they have that right. Yes, you have that right, but sometimes let's at least play the role of a good citizen. At least let the people understand that in as much as you are representing every constituency, you are also a good citizen. So whatever it is that really matters, or anything, any issue that has to do with a country, you are so interested in it from top to down. You made references with Pontius Pilate or whatever. Pontius Pilate made sure that all the proceedings that needs to be followed, that needs to be checked, will be checked until the last drop, when it was time for the approval. So what are you sitting here saying? They should have waited, gone through all the necessary procedures until it's time for approval, then they disapprove with whatever it is that have to go on. Now listen, you also made mention of the haircut, and you had Sophia Kufu trying to condemn it. Did you listen to her? Did you listen to her? There are so many things that you people, your party members or your government did that you never ever listen to anybody, and you are sitting down here telling the citizens of this country that yes, what they are doing is right, because you feel it has been said some years back. So repeating it today, there is no problem with it. Are you being serious? Are you serious? Until when are we going to stop all this? Is it healthy for the country? What benefit? So we should stop that and we should do things right. That is what I'm saying. You might just have 4 years there. And ask yourself, no, listen, I never interjected when you were speaking. You always want to have that. Please relax. Okay, with the greatest of respect.
You are derailing from the particular.
Nobody is derailing. What are you saying?
Derailing from the particular.
You made a lot of things. I never said it. So just relax. Just relax, okay? And let's do this properly.
Let's proceed.
You have just 4 years, okay, to have another World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
To find yourself playing the World Cup.
Right.
Now you have just some few months to prove yourself. At the end of the day, what did you set, or what example, or what is it that whenever we mention your name, you'll be remembered for? Why don't you people think of that? You have just 4 years in parliament. Who knows? Maybe 2008 or 2028, you might not find yourself there anymore. So you have that limited time to prove us wrong. You have that limited time to do what is right. You have that limited time to make sure whatever rules, whatever laws, anything that must be set properly, you do so. Right. And don't come and sit here and just tell the people that staging a workout is so fair, is so good, and what they did is right because they were not treated right. And so what? And so what? You are talking about people who were treated right under your same governance. Did you treat people right? You understand? But my point is, until when? We will stop this. That is what we need to understand. And let us not put ourselves in their shoes and feel that yes, if you do to me, I also do same to you. So what? Are we now performing the duties of karma? Is that what we really want to establish? My friend, you see, let us stop that. And let us provide a healthy governance for this country. Okay. And that is what we are looking up to.
Mr. Kobina, just in a second. So do you see it as a way of politicizing this whole issue and then seeing it as a threat to our democracy?
Exactly. We should stop politicizing everything in this country. Why? Until when? My sister, until when? You understand? When? We don't have that privilege, or we don't have that opportunity to be in the parliament house. You have it. Yeah. Now you might even have just a year to prove yourself. Do something for the citizens of this country. Let us remember you for that. May you be remembered by whatever you did to affect the lives of the people in this country. And we shouldn't just be putting out things that are not so relevant and things that are unnecessary, and we should just stop that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Tempers are high.
You see, let me tell this. When it comes to sit on national radio
just
or television, let me tell you something. We don't speak out of conjectures or out of intuitions. So we speak very based on facts and some procedural backings. Now, all that he is saying, there is no any claim that he can verify and tell me that what the minority did is wrong. Now, big man, shut up and learn.
Did you listen to me?
You keep quiet and learn.
Did you listen to me?
Let me learn, please.
Did you listen to me?
If you know when you are talking, I was quiet. So you keep quiet and learn. Now, the issue is, you are saying that the minority should have sat there, finished, but when they get to approval, then they would have rejected, the Chief Justice. Who does that? How can you approbate and at the end of the day you reprobate? Who told you that? We don't do that. We are not, a caucus of hypocrites. The issue is from day one, we have been condemning the president that the process that he has used to remove the woman and then the process that he has followed to appoint this current Chief Justice is wrong. So you are telling us to go and sit on the same case. What are you telling me? And you are saying that the minority walking out is a threat to democracy. Who told you that? Wait. So why did you go there in the first place? Shut up. Why did you go there in the first place? Why did you go there? Wait. Shut up. No, why did you go there in the first place? Let me finish. Now, if you accept that the staging out is a threat to democracy, I was thinking that you, who is a youth, we are the future generation of this country, you should have condemned the way the president removed the CJ, and you don't condemn that, and you are rather saying that staging out is a threat to democracy. Who are you? What person are you? I condemn this right from the beginning. From here, I think the new force will reject him as a communicator. Because you should think that when you talk about removing her, that is the issue that we should discuss instead of this staging out.
Okay. Yeah. So I get you, but don't you think you are now working according to your wish and not the wish of the people? Because you are the minority, yes, we understand that, but you are in parliament representing a constituent, people who put you there or who voted for you to go and then deliberate on matters on your behalf. So doing this, don't you think like it's becoming too much?
But who told you that the decision that they took is not a true reflection of their people? Who told you that?
Oh,
how did they get that? So hope you understand.
So people are happy with what
exactly
you did.
Because if the person represent him, and at the end of the day, the person has found hitches that all of us here we have accepted that yes, indeed, the process, there are issues about the process, and then a whole branch of government has been destroyed by the NDC government. Instead for us to think about how we should prevent future occurrence. Don't forget what has happened today.
Please wrap up.
The probability that the MPP also will do same in the next government is high. But we should be thinking about how we should prevent that happening in the future than condemning that the minority has walked away from the stage.
Okay, thank you very, very, very much. Mr. Kwabena, do you have something to add?
Yeah.
Just in a second.
Okay. I really want to clear the air. Okay, I wasn't in support of the way and manner that the former Chief Justice was being removed.
Perfect.
And I stated
he said that's why he started.
Stop that.
He said that's why he started.
Right from the onset,
yeah,
I stated it.
He said it.
Okay, and that doesn't mean that you also staging a walkout, and I feel I don't also align to it. I should still sit here and support it. No, I don't do that in politics.
Right.
Okay, I tell you the truth, and regardless of whoever you are, I'm ready to tell you that what you did, I don't think it was right. Next time, sit back and rethink and do things right. That is what we are really telling you.
Right. Thank you so much for the submission. We have limited time, so to the next topic, everyone. So we live in a system, or let me say a country, where prices of goods keep skyrocketing in every second, but it feels as if the money you receive every month is still the same. So imagine a salary earner earning like 2,000 in a month, or let's say 1,500 or 3,000 in a month, and then each and every day the prices of petrol keep increasing, transport fare today you have to pay this, the next minute you're paying like 10 cedis, but your salary is still the same. As I'm saying, you pay for your rent, you pay utility dues and all that. And so the government said they want to increase minimum wage to 9%. So first it was 19 cedis, but now it's 21.77. How do you say it? Is it good? Is it enough? Or it should be more? I'm coming. You let me start from Mr. Kwabena, then I'll come to you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I saw the 9%. increment on our daily minimum wage.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, because I was doing a lot of calculation, and I asked myself, at least 20% would have been better.
Okay.
20% would have been better, because looking at our current state as a country, everything is really moving up. Goods, services, and at the end of the day, someone is feeding on 800 Ghana cedis a month. It's bad. You understand? And having a 9% increment, at least maximum will be 870 Ghana cedis a month. It's still bad. You understand? It's really, really bad. So I was hoping at least so many things will be taken into consideration, and at least they would have pushed it to maybe 20 to 30%, so that everyone out there will at least benefit from whatever it is that. But anyway, we are just hoping that they'll regulate it properly, in the sense that put good structures in place, so that whatever it is that comes out of it, at least we will not find ourselves so choked in a particular corner. You see, one thing that we need to understand is that we can increase it to 9% only if we have the good structures being put in place in the country. Maybe our form of transportation in terms of utility, and our hospital, and all those kind of things, because we are living in a country that we don't do cure me first, bill me later. You understand? We are living in a country that will bill me first before you kill me.
Right.
So with such an institution, when there is any emergency arising from anywhere, you realize that someone feeding on 800 or 1,000 at the end of it will now find it difficult to even pay his or her hospital bills, and at the end of the day, it will really come back to him or her. So at the end of the day, you still go back to have people in government sectors and all institutions that are still corrupt, because no matter what he does, he still need that form of corruptional act to be able to survive. You understand? And that is what we were hoping, that the government will at least find a solution to it, so that it will at least reduce corruption. Why are people in the government sectors always getting themselves involved in all those illicit and irregularities and misuse of? It's because what they are earning monthly is not sufficient enough to take them through, because the lives of their children, their family, a whole lot is on them. So if you are able to at least adjust things properly to make it so good to be able to run you through 30 days, is quite okay. So I'm just urging the government. They are doing well in a way. Okay, I'll rate them 20% over 100, which I believe they have a lot to do. But they should consider a lot of things into consideration, because these are some of the things that also promote or put so much pressure on people that at the end they will still go back and steal. So let us try as much as possible to make the salary more lucrative for the people, to earn more, and at least for them to be more sufficient whatever it is that comes to them. And I believe it will really do us good.
All right.
So let's see.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, so thank you very much. I think, yeah, I read the news yesterday online, and you see, when you hear some of these things, you have to ask yourself, why do we even increase salaries? That's the first question. You know, if you look at the previous government, every leader tried to increase, the salary of employees. And we do so that at the end of the day, the economic standard living of the people will be able to meet their salary or their expenditure. Now, let's just come back to when NDC came to power this year, and then let's try to do or juxtapose the kind of taxes that they have introduced, and then also the kind of salary increment.
But they haven't introduced any taxes yet.
Well, don't forget increments, or introduce the same thing. Good. Right. So if those taxes that they have increased from day one.
Okay.
And then now the salary that they have increased. And then let's try to see if what they have done is basically, I mean, good or is on course. But when I tried to do that yesterday, I realized that what they did is infinitesimal increment and also a whack decision that they have taken. The reason I'm saying is that when they came to power, electricity tariffs has been increased by 14.75% alone. Hope you understand. And then if you take fuel increment, when they came, there was an existence of e-levy, right? So they said the MPP government was overburdening the citizens of this country. Therefore, they decided to take away the e-levy granted, which was 1%. And then they introduced the D-levy, which, if you juxtapose it with the e-levy, it is 800% increment. That's 4 Ghana cedis. Now, when you put that one aside, even VAT on insurance also has been increased. So when you put all these taxes together, the government has increased taxes more than 20% in this country. Now, if someone has increased, 20% taxes on you, and then at the end of the day, the person is telling you that I am increasing your salary by 9%, then you ask yourself that what at all have you done? What the NDC government has done is just that they are just trying to do something to paint the picture that they are working. But if you look at the rare standard living on the people, it is not going to have any positive effect on them. To the extent that, look at the taxes that have just increased, that I have just mentioned here, and then you just give the people just 9%. At the end of the day, these people are not going to receive any positive outcome in their life. If you want to increase it, at least, like my colleague said, not less than even 20% that they should have received. When even just last year, 2024, MPP government, we increased tax more than 20%. As a tax, we increased salary more than 20% in this country. Even in 2024, 2023.
No, wait, the MPP government
increased salary by 20%.
20%.
20%. You can check, you can verify. Last year.
Okay.
And then even 2023, 2023, we increased it by 30%. Hope you understand. So if you were in opposition, and then at the end of the day, you came to power, and then you promised the good people of this country that you are coming to release their burden, and then at the end of the day, you are coming to increase their salary and increase just by 9%. Are you doing good to the people, or you are even trying to even kind of just say that it is you have to do it, therefore you are just doing it? So to me, what the NDC has done, they have added nothing to the lives of the people. It's like throwing a small stone onto an elephant. You are just wasting your energy. Nothing out to come from that particular action.
Okay, so not to rubbish what you said.
Yeah.
The MPP government increased salaries by varying percentages between 2017 and 2024, including 12.5%. But you said 20%.
I said the year 20. Let me give you the fact. I'm just going in so that I'll give you the fact so that you'll be okay. I said 2024 alone, we increased salary.
2024 alone. And
2024 alone was 24% increment, and then 2023 was 30%. This is it. I have evidence here. This one is from TV3 online. Go and look for it. Here, clear for you.
But why is my telling me?
That means
12.5%.
No. But I'm not giving you a fact. So I hope you understand.
Yes,
so
I get to you.
Let me say, this
to
one
you.
is from 2015 up to 2025. Cross-time analysis that they did. And then 2016, when they came to power, they increased salary by 13%. I hope you understand. 30%, and then 2016 they reduced it to 10%. When we came 2017, we increased it to 13%. By 2023 was 30%. And then 2024 was 24%.
And
that's what we did.
I'm getting 12%.
Then you are not getting it from rice source.
I'm not getting
I'm
it
giving
from
you the rice source. Yes.
Okay, fine. So
yeah, there's a source. You can make
fine,
it for her.
I get you. Please.
Yes.
So they've increased it to 30%. So are you saying that within that time, the citizens really felt the impact of the 30% increment?
Exactly.
Because I can.
Hey, madam.
Because
these were facts that are there that you can verify yourself.
Oh, yeah, I get
and
you.
then they gave it to the Ghanaian worker.
Yeah,
that's what we did.
I get
the government
what,
gave it to
what
the
I'm
Ghanaian
trying
worker.
to say is that yes, you are right. They've increased salary to 30%. And what I'm saying is that as at 2024, are you saying that the citizens really felt, or the workers felt the 30% increment?
They felt it. Why not? So I try to tell you that if you are saying that if you are saying that the people didn't receive the reflection, then 9%, then what would they do? They have to ban Ghana, right? Is that what they are telling me? Is that the notion? So that you see, the circumstances these are the facts that I gave you. Let me show it to your camera so that they will see that I am giving you rare facts and then including the source. This is a camera.
Yeah.
You see.
So I'm not saying.
I hope you understand.
Yes.
So
I'm not saying what you're
it.
saying is wrong.
And why not?
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. But even as last year that you are saying that the prices was increased to 30%, we still have public sector workers that were complaining.
For that one,
they were complaining that it
let me tell you something.
Enough.
No matter what you give to the ordinary worker, automatically, it's like Oliver Twist. You always ask for more. It's normal. So for that one, and don't forget, by then, that year that you were talking about, that kind of, demonstrations or agitations and whatever. Don't forget, when they get to election year is different from the ordinary years. You will see that every association will try to demand for increment. If like today, as we are here, I'm betting you 2028, you will see the number of demonstrations that will happen in this country.
Okay.
So what you are saying
wait,
if the
are you
president
foreseeing in the future to tell us
it will happen,
there will be more demonstrations
that is history. You will see that trajectory, it has been happening.
All right.
So that's how it is. So the people receive it.
Okay.
So 9% there, I think it is infinitesimal.
All right. All right. Thank you.
MPP did a lot in 2024. Maybe he has forgotten. We got to a point.
We are talking about increment of the. You are talking about MPP has done.
What is your problem? What is your problem? You are telling us that you were able to.
I don't want to debate from
30%, isn't it?
Yes.
In 2024.
Yes.
So giving 30%, and I'm looking at how
I said
goods and services.
2024,
Mr.
2024.
Kennedy.
I'm even just around 2024.
Okay.
Telling you at then. Okay. Even common oil. 25 liters was being sold for 900 Ghana cedis.
Right.
Currently sold for 550 Ghana cedis.
You see,
at then,
you are debating
a lot of goods and services. The pricing was so high. So even even at then you were giving someone a close up mark of almost 30%. You are not even doing any good to the person, and none of them felt it at that time. If they felt it, they wouldn't have voted you out because you were playing with their minds and you were making them feel so stupid. Excuse me with my life, and you were making them feel as if they don't have any right to enjoy any better facilities in Ghana, but it's only the few of you, which is your people and under your governance and under the people that you were only putting so much interest and priority.
Give me water.
You understand? So don't come and sit here and make us feel that NPP did us good or did something extreme in the year 2024. If not, why were you guys voted out?
Oh my God.
You guys were the only people who were able to look into the eyes of the citizens and burden them with a lot. You are even not a good listening government. People were crying here and there, the e-levy and all those kind of. Why you never paid attention? Even come back and account to the public that you were nowhere to be found. And then you're coming to tell us that you did this and that in the year 2024. They didn't affect the life of the people. Tell me, you sitting there, did it even affect you in 2024? You understand? So we shouldn't do this to ourselves. And my point is, I was even hoping to see more than 20%. That was what I said earlier. Yeah, because looking at the way goods and services and how things are currently ongoing in this country, I was hoping at least the increment would have gone so
More
a little
than
bit
that.
more than that.
Okay.
You understand?
But do you think that the government is trying its best, or it's not enough?
You see, this current government has its own way of doing things.
Okay.
To be able to just look good in the eyes of people for just a month.
Okay.
And you could see that whatever he's doing, he's preparing the ground for the next election, which is 2028. So we should just let them feel our presence a little, and some people will buy into our ideas and vote us in again in 2020, and that is what is going on.
Okay.
To me,
Okay.
I told you earlier on that I'll give them 20%
You did.
over 100.
You did.
Because what they are doing so far, fine, they are making it clear to the public how funds and a lot of things were being mismanaged and misused and stolen by the previous government, and which we do appreciate. But at the end of the day, if you are able to fight all those things, that is what I'll be here and be proud of you and tell the world that indeed